It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears Up!
Hey, welcome everybody. Ears Up Podcast. We're back. This is show number 183.
Oh my god.
And as we start pushing closer to the 200 mark, I think I'm just going to be commenting more and more on how many of these shows we've done. I feel like we should do something special for our 200th show, but I don't know what that would be. We have no archive to look back on. I mean, we have a show archive, but no one wants to listen. I don't know. I don't know what to do, so we might just do nothing.
Well, that's like a year away, so maybe we can actually do like a real thing.
Maybe. A year away? It's, well, I mean, I guess it's like, 17 shows. So, what is that, 8 months?
Yeah, about 8 months or so.
Something like that. Wow, look at me, dude. Big brain.
Good.
Got it.
I
Roasted that
I thought it was a year, so.
No, man.
Small brain.
Hey, you were closer than wrong, I guess.
Slightly.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be fun. I think that's really, really cool, especially because a couple years ago, I was like, I don't know what shows we have left to do.
Oh, you've
There's
been
nothing
saying
to do.
that since day one.
I know, and I mean it every time. Every time I go, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, you're crazy.
It's time to pack it up. You can find us, you guys, on social media, of course, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. You can send feedback on the show if you want to give feedback on how things are going or whatever. Taren at earsup-podcast.com. Or, so I've been saying forever that there's a contact us form on the website. Well, I was on the website poking around doing, I don't even know what I was doing. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this contact form works. I wonder what email address it goes to, because I've never gotten anything, I think, from the contact form. So I test it and nothing comes through, of course. And I'm like, okay, well, that could mean a number of things, mainly that I didn't do something correct or whatever.
Probably. Okay.
So I messaged my my buddy Evan, who like redesigned the site for us and whatever. I'm like, hey, this thing doesn't work. He goes, well, yeah, I didn't really set it up. Oh, okay. So not only do I not get any of the emails, but if you've ever filled out that contact us form, you'll never know that I don't see it. Like, it doesn't send back an error. It doesn't do anything like that.
Wow, I wonder how many people have done that.
Yeah, so if you've done that, I apologize. It works now, but I had to jump through 2 separate friggin' Google hoops. You have to set up an API key and do this whole thing. And then if you want a CAPTCHA on your site so you don't get a whole bunch of spam, which I still do anyway now apparently, you have to do this whole other rigmarole. And it's just very, very weird and awkward.
Darn.
But I did it for the listeners.
Well, that's nice.
So you don't have to email anybody. You can just go to the form right there. But I did redesign or reconfigure the website at some point. Just a couple like menu cleanup bars and stuff like that. So you can check it out or you can not check it out. I don't really, If you know, you know, right? But there's a better shop button right now. You can learn more, and there's like our bios and stuff. And I don't know. It's a little bit cleaner, maybe.
Cool.
Anyway, whatever. So there's that.
Nice.
And I think that's a lot of fun. Do you have show suggestions? Anything that you think we should cover, or anybody you think we should interview, or whatever? That goes to Terrence at earsup-podcast.com. And if he doesn't get back to you, that's probably because you spelled his name wrong and he didn't get the email. So it's TERRENCE at earsup-podcast.com. You can say hi.
Hi.
To Bev. Who's very far away from our microphone. And you can send whatever else to Jason at earsup-podcast.com. If you guys are going to the parks, and I can say that now because Disneyland will be open very, very soon, you are doing it incorrectly if you're not using concierge.
That is true.
Okay? If you're trying to wait online for your reservation and do all that kind of funky, dumb stuff that people are doing, and they're getting stressed out, and they're going on, forums and blog sites and going, I don't understand. Go to Concierge. Concierge.com. You can do everything for you. They'll make reservations. They'll make hotel reservations at good neighborhood hotels for you. They'll do all of that stuff for you at no extra charge.
That's crazy.
Yeah, especially now. Apparently Disneyland has yet to figure out how to sell things in mass online.
I know.
I don't
it's
get
amazing.
it. I wonder if they sort of throttle that stuff on purpose. You know what I mean?
Why?
Well, because it sort of like meters out like it gates the connection. So if you only have, I'm just throwing numbers up. If you only have room for 100 people in your pipe, in your gate, but you have 1,000 people trying to get in,
Yeah.
eventually, you're going to stop most of them from coming in, and then some will give up or whatever. Just kind of because otherwise, if you let everybody in at once, then all your tickets are gone in a minute.
Okay.
It's my theory. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that.
I just came up with it too. I haven't thought it out,
Sure.
which will literally shock everybody.
Me especially.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're going to Disneyland, use concierge or you're not doing it right. And then also if you're going to Disney World, like Beverly will be in September, and her exact
yeah.
itinerary will be posted on our website tomorrow, so you can stalk her. She uses concierge too, so you should do it as well.
You did. It's been fantastic.
Hell yeah. Terrence, did I see your little hand peek up that you're going to Disneyland?
Yeah. So,
What's up with that?
yeah. So we were. I got a phone call from a friend of the show, from Brett. He and his wife Katrina were in line online for tickets, and they said we bought 4 tickets, and I was like, "That's awesome because you have 2 kids." And the response was, "Yeah, well, we just went with the kids to Disney World. They complained the entire time. They hated it. They bickered. So we don't want to go with them anymore. So how about you and Becca go with us instead?"
Oh, geez.
Wow.
So we're going to be going to Disneyland probably I think it's mid-June.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a
So-
perfect time to be in the park with a mask on.
I know. It's like I said, I would not have bought the tickets for myself at that time.
Yeah.
I was adamant that I would not go to the parks if I had to wear a mask, but I'll make an exception this time. So
No,
pretty excited.
I'm very excited that you're going, so you can come and report back to us.
Yes.
It's gonna be. I mean, like 15 to 25% or so is gonna be awesome, but then mask. That's
Yeah.
the thing they keep coming back to. I don't want a mask in Anaheim, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
In July, you said?
Probably mid-June.
Mid-June, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, heck, even now would be terrible. Not terrible. So Taren and I we refied, and we were signing documents with the
Notary.
Yeah. In our garage, I set up a table, had the garage door open, whatever, and we all had masks on or whatever. And I'm like, I don't even want to do this with masks on. I can't imagine. This is 45 minutes. I don't want to do this for half a day or a full day at Disney. I don't want to do it at Disneyland. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I
Yeah.
could. I don't want to do it. It's just not comfortable for me. And it's April, whatever, and it was a balmy 72.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
I know.
I always feel bad when I think about how much I hate wearing a mask because I'm not against masks by any means, but there are so many people who have to for work. They have
Right.
to wear them for 8 hours a day, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
I don't know how y'all do it.
I don't either, but that's good for you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
There you go.
just a shout out to all the people out there
All
who
the
have
mask
to wear
wearers.
masks.
Well, and I wonder how what the capacity is going to be in June, because already technically Disneyland can open with 25% capacity, but they've said no, we're starting at 15. So in June, could that be 30? I don't know.
And who knows what's going to happen if we go after June 15th when Governor Newsom is saying the state's going to open up. Who knows what it skyrockets to at that point. So, I mean, there's a lot of variables in this right now.
Wow.
True.
Well, keep us posted, man.
Jason, that face
Yeah.
is the correct face.
The tendons bulging. Yeah. Handsome, but tendons bulging. Yeah.
I was actually just talking about the handsome part, but yes, the
Yeah.
tendons.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
yes.
All right. Well, there you go. I'm going to change my camera if you look at that.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Ooh, it's not really, but that's fine. If you want to support the show, you guys, you can head over to etsy.com/shop/coveears. And we have a bunch of new shirts. Well, not a bunch of new shirts. We have this one new shirt, this Tomorrowland shirt, done in the style of the Adventureland sign. So I love it. It's my new favorite thing, which is why I think it's like the third show I've worn it on. And we're working on another one. our good friend Matt Tedish is working on another one.
Really?
Yeah, he did not do this one, but he's back at it doing a cool thing. So anyway, so look forward for that. And we also have the Tomorrowland masks in this same style, and those masks have a pocket for a filter. Or you can do what I did and ordered one as my second mask. So it's a little bit thinner, but it's still 2-ply or whatever it is. But that'll go over like my normal mask. So whenever I'm out and I double mask, it doesn't have to be like this weird, insane gadgetry that I normally do. And I'll look cool doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so you can check that out.
Good for you.
Thanks, man. We've also had some Covier's drama recently.
Always.
So I want to talk about that just briefly. Yeah. So
I don't know this.
I'm
not in the know.
Apparently, Covier's are like the hot new discovery for the people at home, crafting and making ears and stuff. Taren sent me this screenshot, and then I got a notification from at least a couple different listeners who have seen someone making a version of Covier's and like selling them online.
Now, hold on. Time out. Let's not say a version. They're making Covier's. Like
Right.
It's like someone saying a version of a churro shirt. It's the same damn thing.
Well, yes, you're right, because so we own the design patent on Covier's, on a cover for a hat, what interchangeable cover for hat.
I don't know. It's some legal jargon.
Decoration or whatever it is. We own the patent for it. I got it right here.
I think they believe you.
No.
Everyone.
This is what the patent looks like. Look at that. I got it. Okay? And inside, here's all the stuff. Design patent. I got it. It's all paper. It's all official. Look at that. Bam. Anyway, so I reached out to my trademark and patent attorney, who never got back to me, by the way. And so finally, I was like, I was sent this. Taren and I were on vacation. Vacation from our house. We went and stayed at another house.
We did.
On the coast.
It was amazing.
It was cool. And I don't know, a few rest of the days I was like, I want to do something, but I'm not going to do it, because typically what I tend to do is just blurt out the emotion and then wonder how to backpedal from that and make it sound like I meant to say that, but not the exact way the other person. It's weird. But Taren's like, no, just wait. Just let John deal with it. Well, I haven't heard back from John. So I finally decided to reach out to these people and just talk to them about it. And they were very, very nice. They're like, I had no idea this thing even existed. Give me the patent number. So we're just talking back and forth. And, at first they were like, well, I think it's different. And I'm like, well, it's not really, because it doesn't matter if the closure's different. It matters the overall design. And that's just the way patents work. And it's just, this is what it is. So, and then I was talking a little bit to our friend Brian Shar, who did the Disney Patents show a few years back, which is really cool. We should get him back on, but he's a patent attorney. Anyway, so just getting some advice from him, and I clarified with him. I'm like, I'm not looking to sue you, because I'm fairly positive I don't want to do that, and also you're not gonna get the windfall of sales that you think you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But I was being very nice about it. But I'm like, I remember when we came up with this idea that I was daydreaming about selling it to Disney, and we were gonna make $1 million trillion, and it was gonna be the next thing, and we couldn't believe that Disney hadn't thought of this yet. And they wrote back. He's like, yeah, exactly. We were like very excited about it, and we've already had some sales, and people seem very excited. And I'm like, people were very excited when we spent a bunch of money on Facebook advertising, and that never really translated to sales. So
you like broke his heart.
I mean, I broke it to him very nicely. The whole time I'm like, look, I really don't want to be a jerk about it. I'm like, I hope I'm not coming across as like this, jerk guy. And he goes, oh yeah, no, everything's fine. So we're just having like a normal conversation about it. In the middle of the conversation, he goes, well, here's someone else on Etsy selling them. And I'm like, what?
Snitch.
That's the second one.
But
so
that's kind of awesome that he told you.
Yeah, it's great. So then I just copied my first message to him, sent it to this gal. She's a teacher in Hawaii, which made me feel very bad for some reason. She's like a young teacher. She's like, oh, this is a great way to share my And so she's like, yeah, okay, well, I don't really know how this works. And she goes, I pulled my listings and I apologize. I'm like, I think it's cool. Don't worry about it. But she does like masks also. And so she's like, maybe I'll just do like masks and headbands and that match. And I'm like, I think that's a rad idea. So anyway.
Honestly, that's probably going to make her more money anyway, especially in this climate.
Right. I think so too. And so I'm trying to like get these other people to realize that also, because it's I think covers are cool, but like I was telling them, you need to have a thing. It's always a but. Well, this is cool, but do you have pandas? No. I don't have pandas. What are you talking about? Oh, this is
Yeah.
really
Is that
great.
a real question?
Yeah, we got it at the Mouse Con thing in Concord several years ago.
Pandas, really?
Yeah, pandas. One was leprechauns. I'm like, no. I have hearts and I have polka dots and I have like 5 things, but no. You're just going to say no because it's not specifically, it's not a car.
Right.
It's a $10 piece of fabric thing. Give me a break.
Calm
Anyway,
down.
But I also get
I'm
it.
still mad at it.
I wouldn't probably want what
I can tell.
someone else like chose either. I want what's in my
And that's
head.
true, yeah. And so in order to make it really yours, you have to customize it. But you can't do that on such a small scale. It's just it's impossible to do.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a really talented seamstress and have nothing else to do in life.
Yeah.
And in case you are, let me know. We'll work something out. But anyway, so there you go. That's what's happening in Covier's land. So apparently Coviers, people are discovering them now, the joys of Coviers. But you can't sell them. I got this paperwork. I got receipts.
No joy for anyone.
No, not at all. Not in this house. But the best way to support us is going to patreon.com/earsup and become a Patreon supporter. $5 a month gets you access to Secret Show, which we're going to be recording later on tonight, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. So go ahead and check that out. I've already mentioned the new shirt. You can go ahead and buy this shirt right now, and it'll be delivered to you in, I don't know, a couple days, I guess, whenever they print it and ship it.
Yep.
It's very comfy.
And if I'm correct, well, that's always a question, I guess. But you can order that in anything you want, right? Like it could be a tank top, it could be a sweatshirt, it could be a this, it could be a that.
No, not yet,
No?
because I haven't put them up as that.
Okay.
But it is tank top season. It's arm season. It's gun season. I guess I shouldn't say that.
Well, it is.
Yeah, but it's arm season.
Damn.
So these guys got to be shown off a little bit.
Oh, Lord.
So maybe I'll throw up some tank tops. Anyway.
Wow.
I'll put up some tank tops of this probably too. But I think these shirts actually are like unisex. So, but I could also do like a scoop. I could do a whole bunch of stuff. Whatever. If you want something specific, let me know. In any of our shirts.
Really like a deep V.
We got deep Vs. Women love deep V shirts, don't they?
No, they don't.
Are you sure? I've seen a lot of deep V shirt merch being sold at beer fests and stuff. So
Yes.
yeah.
I guarantee you they're all intoxicated when they buy them.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a deep V.
No.
They don't fit well.
I need one
They
of
are
these.
completely unflattering.
Yes.
Yeah. I need one.
Scoop necks? Yes.
Crew necks.
Crew necks?
Great.
Even better.
Turtlenecks. Let's
Perfect.
Give me just a button down.
burkas.
Moo. We should sell moo.
Honestly, like when you said tank tops are in season, I'm like, oh, I really wanted a sweatshirt because that's my aesthetic.
I can make it a sweatshirt. That's what I'm saying. If you want anything that we sell on the Etsy shop made into anything else, just hit me up. I'll put it up there. It's fine. I'll eat the 20 cents it costs to post it on Etsy. Anyway, Taren, what is today's show all about?
Today's show is called Let's try that again.
Okay.
Today's show is called 17 More Things That You Missed at Disneyland.
I love it.
I love this stuff.
I am so excited about this show.
So I'm going to be very honest. This was not easy. I called in reinforcements. So I have to give a big old shout out to Brittany and Maddie.
What have they ever done for us?
They helped me a lot with this. And, Jeremy helped me. Jeremy did help me as well. But
He probably just mocked you the whole time.
Well, but I didn't use his thing. So he did help. But sorry, Jeremy. But those girls helped me a lot. I think I honestly would have had to postpone this show had it not been for them. So thank you.
Before we do that, though, Taren.
Yeah.
Moon Boots IPA is the latest 21st Amendment beer release. A West Coast IPA brewed with strawberries and loaded with Azaka, Citra Cryo, and Mosaic hops. Moon Boots IPA was designed and brewed by an all-woman team at 21st Amendment Brewery and in partnership with the Pink Boots Society, advocating for the advancement of women in the beverage industry. The label for Moon Boots IPA features the beer's creators envisioned as otherworldly beings and was commissioned by renowned Los Angeles-based animation artist Robin Eisenberg. Moon Boots IPA is a very limited release and available across the country at your favorite good beer shop where 21st Amendment beer is sold.
There we go.
Cool.
All right, Taren. Please
Okay.
enlighten us on things that we've missed.
All right. So for those of you going to Disneyland coming up, congratulations. I'm very excited for you. I'm pretty jealous, but I also don't really want to wear the mask, but I'm also kind of jealous. And so here are 17 things for you guys to look out for while you're there that you may not have known about. So we're going to start in DCA. So there are there are 2 red trolley cars, right? That go down along Buena Vista Street. Now, we've all seen these, but have you ever noticed that they have numbers? They are numbered trolleys.
I thought there was only one.
There are 2.
Huh.
The first one is number 623, and the 23 actually refers to the year that Walt arrived in Los Angeles.
2023?
Yes.
Nice.
Cool.
So I am not entirely sure why it's a 6. Honestly, it should have been a 7 because according to the Walt Disney Family Museum, he arrived in July 1923, not June.
Yeah, but he was the 6th child, so maybe that's what it was.
Maybe that's what it was.
I'm totally playing. I have no idea.
Well,
I was
You think
totally
that's an
messing around.
error? You think it's an error on
I-
DCA's part?
I don't know.
I think it might be.
The only reason I think it might be is because of number 2, because the second trolley is number 717. And that is a nod to the anniversary date of the opening of Disneyland. So if they're keeping with the same pattern, then kind of feels like they messed up.
They screwed up.
Or maybe it's I mean, that is the year that Walt arrived in Los Angeles. So like I don't know. And I really looked it up. So I don't
I really did
I
it.
really did.
I really did the thing, guys.
So I don't know, but look out for 623 and 717. So the trolleys are not the only cars on Buena Vista Street. Now there is an antique car parked next to the Oswald store, which is near the entrance of DCA.
Yeah, on the left
When you're looking where?
as you enter.
If you're walking in.
Oh, yes, correct.
If you're upside down.
Well, I'm like, if you're looking at the store or if you're in the store, like, what are you talking about? Now I gotcha. Okay. So yes, to the left when you're walking into DCA, there is an antique car. And while this car is historically accurate for the time period and the overall kind of vibe of Buena Vista Street, it's not an intentional Easter egg. Now that said, okay, before I even finish this, I do want to say that a lot of this show feels very conspiracy theory-ish. Like, well, this could mean this, but I really do think they do mean these things. So do with that what you want.
It could be conspiracy theory, but I really believe it, so then it's not.
So it's not.
Which is conspiracy theory.
So that car.
Just feed that loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that car, they didn't do this intentionally. But if you peek, well, I guess they did do this part. If you peek inside, you do see some props, and these hint that that car belongs to a performer that's coming from the Carthay Circle Theater. And it is a 1937 Packard, which both corresponds to the year that Snow White came out and is a brand of car that Walt was known to own a number of throughout the 30s and 40s.
He was a Packard man, huh?
He was a Packard man.
All right.
Which, by the way, is apparently a very expensive and fancy car.
Of course. It's
I've never
like
even heard of a Packard.
Me
it's like what
either.
Cadillacs were in the 80s, right? Cadillac car, 70s, 80s.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a Hewlett Packard. I've heard of those. Go on.
I'm telling you guys, this is going to be the best thing. We're going to live in this machine virtually. Oob is like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah. Okay, so now moving over to Soarin' over California.
Soaring over California.
Yes.
Okay.
So during the Yosemite scene, if you squint, you can just make out a few climbers that are climbing the mountain before the waterfall. Now, these mountain climbers, they didn't just happen to be there, right? And they weren't just any climbers. They were actually members of the Yosemite Mountaineering School, and they spent an entire day before the shoot placing pitons for hand and footholds along the mountain. Then, the next day, the day of the shoot, they all buckled up and started hanging on the mountain to get into the shot. So that's how they get that shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you've ever been on a film set, let me just tell you, it's a lot of waiting. You wait for lighting, you wait for sound, you wait for photography, then sound again, then lighting again, and it's forever. It's waiting, shoot the scene, wait, okay? These poor mountain climbers literally hung by their ropes on the side of this mountain for hours. One of them even...
Nay.
Yeah, one of them was even there for 6 full hours, just hanging onto the side of the mountain.
Hope he got paid, man.
I don't know about that part. So next time you do see this, tilt your hat to their dedication.
That just made my palms get sweaty.
Yeah.
That's how much that scares me.
Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Oh, geez. So, speaking of dedication, the Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind ride at DCA has actual real broccoli planted in the front planter of the attraction. And this is because, in the film, Riley is trying to get used to her new city, San Francisco, and suggests that her and her mom go get pizza. But of course, San Francisco had to go and ruin a good thing by putting broccoli on the pizza. And since we're in Riley's head on the attraction, it's a nod to how San Francisco ruined pizza. Which I think is cute because that is my favorite Pixar movie.
It's cute. It's not the first thing or even the 9th thing that I would ever think about how San Francisco ruined. But, whatever.
But for an 8-year-old, or I don't even know how old she is, 8-year-old girl.
Yeah, you're right.
That ruins your life.
I guess.
For a 37-year-old girl, that ruins pizza.
Yeah. Okay, so now for those in the chat, I'm going to try something a little bit different, and so just stick with me here. Okay, so we're finally going to move across the Esplanade to Disneyland, and there are quite a few things that you should take note of on your next trip.
Do it.
So first up is Penny the Elephant. Have you guys ever heard of Penny the Elephant?
Never.
Okay. Well, Penny the Elephant, so there is a large blue/green acrylic elephant located in Disneyland, and her name is Penny. She was originally created for Disneyland Paris, but for whatever reason never made it across the pond, and since she stayed in California, she was placed in the Penny Arcade, which is where she got her name. Then she moved to the overflow area of the Gibson Girl Ice Cream Parlor. And this is actually where I remember seeing her. And then when both of those locations were remodeled in 2012, the statue was then relocated to the top of the Tropical Imports, little like fruit stand near Jungle Cruise, right outside of Jungle Cruise.
Wow.
And so that is actually where she lives today. She's kind of like inside of a box, and she sits up there.
Okay.
And so next time you're headed to Jungle Cruise, look up and give Penny a wave.
But don't actually, because you'll look like a weirdo.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So while waiting in line is highly annoying, waiting in line at Indiana Jones is slightly less annoying because there's just so much to look at. And one notable spot in the queue is Indiana Jones's office, which is
yes. That's the cool part, and they always brush you by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's located just to the right after you finished watching the safety film in like the temple kind of area. And there's tons of cool trinkets and treasures inside of Indy's office. And you don't always have a whole lot of time to look at them. Like Jason said, they kind of like just make you keep going.
Yeah, like you get into it from if you're looking at the screen, it's on the right-hand side is how they would like usually usher you through so you could, do a little switchback and get there. But They just bring you through the left, and you don't even, if you don't look over there, you don't know that there's actually like a thing. It just looks like it's just more, rock work.
Yeah. Yeah, and so one of the things, so there's tons of stuff to look at, but two that are kind of cool to look at and a little easier to find than some of the other stuff is a Life magazine from the 1930s that has Mickey Mouse on it. So if it's the 1930s, it's right after he was born, so that's cool. And then the second thing is a crate that's actually labeled "Delivered to Obi-Wan," which is, of course, a nod to Star Wars.
Right.
So those are two cool ones. And then next up, once you're actually on the ride, if you look very closely and quickly, you'll spot a skeleton amongst the bones of the temple, and this skeleton is actually wearing a Mickey Mouse hat that's embroidered with bones on it.
I call BS on this because every time I ride that ride, I look. You cannot see it, and so it's Schrodinger's hat. If you can't see it, does it actually exist?
Well, there's a photo of it.
Yeah, but I guess my point is I think they've taken it off now. I don't think that it's still currently on there.
I've looked so many times for that.
I've never times. I've never ever seen it.
So you know why I'm 99% sure this one is still here, because this one came from Maddie, and Maddie, that is not only her favorite ride, but she worked on it. And so I don't think she would give me anything that was false.
Yeah, she's literally saying that in the chat right now, which is fine. I'm not doubting that it was ever there, but it's still there. I don't know. I don't believe it. Prove it.
Just
Someone
because
prove
you
it to
don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah, literally, that's exactly what it means.
No.
So someone prove it to me, or I'll put you in the press room.
Oh my gosh.
I'll find it right now.
No, you go in the press room. Well, first of all, Disney even says that it exists. And I know you're saying it doesn't still, but
right.
I think it does. Anyway,
Yeah.
Once the ride is over, you simply cannot miss the German patrol car at the exit of Indiana Jones Adventure. It's a giant car, full size, real car. If you look closely, this car has golf balls on the end of handlebars. And this is because this was an actual car that was used in the film for stunt car chases. And these handlebars with the golf balls on top were used by the stunt people to hold onto while the car was moving. So if you can imagine, like, that was kind of their grippers. And
in Indiana Jones.
In Indiana
in the
Jones.
movie, yeah.
And so they're still there. They didn't take them off. And so that's kind of just a cool little thing to point out to your friends when you're feeling nerdy.
I would be interested in knowing if Indy has the most actual props out of any ride in the park, because it feels like everything that they have is a prop from the movie.
Yeah, it does. I bet you're right. I bet that's true, but I don't know how to find out. So speaking of cars, this is number 9. Next time you stand in line for hours to sit in traffic on Autopia, at least entertain yourself.
By leaving and going somewhere else.
Exactly.
By drinking from your flask and then driving.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Or try to decipher the license plates. Now, each Autopia car has a unique license plate that refers to something Disney specific. For instance, there is a Mickey, or it's like MCKY028.
I love that movie.
Which is Mickey 28, which is when he was born. And there's another one that's like EPCT082 for Epcot.
Oh, I get
which
it.
is when an Epcot opened in 82. And
Yeah, I
then
get it.
SPCE077 for Space Mountain, which opened in 77.
Oh, okay.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So
Is that one? Et cetera, is that one?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that stand for?
Et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, got it.
They lost some of their creativity at some point.
Got it. Happens to all of us.
It does. Next up, so we're on number 10 now. We're going through these faster than I expected, but that's okay. Next up is in Fantasyland.
Yeah.
So in the Storybook Land attraction, the windows on Alice in Wonderland's village.
Hold on. So the Storybook Land canal boats, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Making sure I said it right. Go on.
Yes. Thank you. The Storybook Land canal boats attraction.
Why start now, though?
Me?
No.
Oh, Terrence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So the Alice in Wonderland village has a church, and the glass on that church is real. And it's actually real stained glass. So during construction, one of the builders suggested to Walt that they use a cheaper glass for the teeny tiny little windows on this teeny tiny little church because no one else is going to know. But Walt, in true Walt fashion, responded with, "But I'd know." And so
Exactly what I would do.
there is real stained glass in there, and it remains there today.
Yeah.
Which I think
That's
is,
expensive.
it is.
That's awesome.
It almost sounds like building Disneyland was like a front, where he's like washing money through, and he's like, well, I don't know, to the auditor, it's like, well, it says here this is used real glass, and it's 1/2 inch in width. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't look at it now because, you don't want to get your shoes wet, but, no, it's, it cost $10,000. Yep, I don't know. I don't know.
It says here that all your plumbing is done in copper. Yeah.
Gold-lined copper. Yep, that's what it is, brother.
Maybe it was. Well, and since we're talking about Alice in Wonderland, I thought that this would be a fun little tidbit to tell your friends while you're standing in line, that while you're on that ride, the majority of it actually takes place on the second floor of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Because you go up on that caterpillar. I know. The first thing you do is you go up, and then you're kind of up for almost the whole ride, and you're actually above. You're on the second floor.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's how they fit so
nice.
much stuff in this place, is because of things like that, which I find so fascinating.
Huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So number 12 on the list is over in Toontown, Jason's favorite place.
I love Toontown. I love it so much.
I haven't been there in years.
Yeah, you're missing out.
So, hang on, I'm sorry. 1 second. All right.
Sorry, man.
So the refrigerator in Minnie Mouse's house
Yep, Minnie Mouse's house. Got it.
has a recipe on it.
Recipe?
A recipe. And the recipe is for Minnie's famous chewy, cheesy chip cookies. Now, these are based on a real recipe for chocolate chip cookies, but with cheese chips instead of chocolate chips. And they actually made this recipe just to make sure that it was edible in case guests went home to make them. Yeah.
Blech.
How is that? Like,
Cheese chips?
I mean, of course they're edible. Like, no one had to make it. Of course they're edible. Does that mean they're good? No. And also, what's a cheese chip? Like,
It's like a chocolate
like-
chip but made out of cheese.
but that you
Sweetened cream cheese could be good.
okay. I mean, that's true.
Yeah, like extra sharp
Could.
Tillamook, chunks.
But that's not going to be good.
No.
She nasty.
Yeah.
No. Huh. So, I don't know.
Make them.
I don't think I should make them.
I think you should.
I don't think I should make them.
No, it'd be a nice follow up to your weird pickle
That was
fish sandwich.
That was not terrible.
no. Terrence didn't like it because the bread got too gummy. That's all.
The best thing about that was when I spit it out.
It was sweet. It was the sweet pickles that threw it. Otherwise, it was fine. It's tuna sandwich.
I liked it.
It's fine.
I'll eat it all day.
Well, okay. So one of my favorite lands in the park, New Orleans Square, is chock full of Easter eggs and hidden details, but there are a couple that you may not have taken notice of before. Now, of course, the Haunted Mansion. The hearse in front of the Haunted Mansion is an actual hearse that actually carried dead people in the 1800s. Yeah, but
That's awesome.
so I don't know if you guys know this, but there is an urban myth out there that this is the hearse that carried Brigham Young's body from his funeral to his final resting place.
Okay. I mean, there are a lot of Mormons who listen to the show
Yes,
and like Disney in general.
that's true. And
Really?
yes, that's
Yeah.
it's a
I did
very-
not know that.
Oh yeah, there's big Mormon population that is like obsessive about Disneyland for sure.
Oh, okay.
But this tale about Brigham Young is absolutely untrue.
Okay.
Now you know how I know?
Because you were there?
No,
No. Because you Ouija boarded him?
I did. And
Oh.
you know what I found out? There was no hearse used at Brigham Young's funeral. Thus, that is not the hearse that carried
There was no hearse? How do you even know that?
Snopes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough, man.
So, speaking of the dead, number 14, the spellbook in the seance room of the Haunted Mansion is titled The Necronomicon Book of the Dead. And it's actually open to pages 1312 and 1313. Now, 1313, aside from being a very spooky number in and of itself, is a reference to the address of Disneyland, which is 1313 South Harbor Boulevard. The spell on the page is labeled a spell to bring to your eyes and ears one who is bound in limbo.
See, that's what we should use to contact Walt.
Yes.
Get him on
Well,
the show.
There's more. So then under the title, there's an incantation which reads, Cree Crew Virgo Gaba Calto Cree.
Yep.
And this is taken directly from the 1968 Disney film Blackbeard's Ghost, where the spell is used to materialize the ghost of the notorious Captain Edwards Teach, a.k.a. Blackbeard.
Love it.
So
Huh.
that's a good one.
So
So
that's cool.
basically.
Is the
Love it.
lady in the glass ball? I'm far away from my microphone. Sorry.
Yeah, but why
Is the
start?
lady-
Why start now though? Why get close now? Halfway through the show.
I've barely talked. I've barely spoken.
All right.
I was gonna make a funny joke and now it's not funny, so
Yeah.
never mind.
All right.
Oh, poor Bev. All right, we have 3 more. So number 15. So this is one strange mystery in New Orleans Square that doesn't involve the Haunted Mansion at all. It involves a store. So Le Baton Rouge Shop.
Mm-hmm. I used to love that shop, and then became a dress shop.
Yes, it's located next door to the old Club 33 door. It is a dress shop. Before that, it was a shop that sold lots of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, it was a shop with voodoo and occult type stuff. And sometimes when it was used to, at some point when it was used to sell this kind of creepy stuff, a suitcase was, for some reason, adhered to the ceiling. Now, there is no documentation on why it's there or what purpose it even serves, but if you go into the dress shop today, it's still there, hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool.
And according to Reddit, if you ask cast members, they have no idea. So,
I like how that's on Reddit.
yeah,
Hey, Reddit, what?
because people are
do you-
trying to figure out
do we know?
why is that here?
Yeah, cast members. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
don't know.
want to tell you guys that that the cast members don't know if you ask them.
Yeah, just letting you know. You can ask. They don't know.
All right.
So, okay, moving over to Frontierland for a bit.
Reddit, why are there only 3 urinals in the first bathroom in Disneyland? I asked cast members and they just say they don't know. So try it. It's a
That
mystery.
is not the same.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same.
Same
That
thing.
is literally not the same.
Because the answer is it's just a design issue, man.
To put a suitcase on the ceiling?
I don't know. Whatever. I'm just messing.
That's
around.
just weird.
Go ahead.
So, while the hanging suitcase has zero purpose, over in Frontierland, there is a machine with an old but very specific purpose. Steam mules, or more commonly referred to as steam donkeys, are steam-powered machines that were used in the late 1800s to help lumberers carry logs from where the forest trees were cut to where they were processed into lumber. Sorry, 1 second. These machines were replaced relatively quickly with more efficient gasoline and diesel-powered machines, so there are actually very few of these antique ones left in the U.S. Most are in museums or left abandoned in forests. The Disneyland Resort, however, has a total of 3 of them. There are 2 that can be seen while on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and these were actually props from the 1978 Don Knotts Western Hot Lead Cold Feet.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic,
It's
dude.
a classic.
Banger on that one.
And the third is a real steam donkey that was relocated from the redwood forests in California to DCA at the beginning of DCA, clearly. And it's near the entrance of Grizzly River Run. And there's actually a plaque next to it that describes exactly what it is.
So the two in Big Thunder are props?
They are.
Yeah, okay.
But I believe that they were also working ones, because it would be a weird thing to make. I don't know. That's a good question.
Thanks.
I don't know.
All right.
It's actually a bad question because I don't have an answer. So now it's like...
I'll put it on Reddit.
Perfect.
Ask Taren. She doesn't know.
Perfect. Okay. So now for my last one, and I've saved my favorite one for last. Tom Sawyer's Island has a ton of cool little treasures to hunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in one of the caves, you can find a bunch of it's like a painting of a bunch of small stick figures dancing. Some are upside down, some are doing this, like weird shapes with their arms, and they look like they're dancing. This is actually a message that is written in the Dancing Man Code from Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
And some very cool people on Reddit deciphered it, and it actually reads, each answer be having 3 identical letters. Okay, so what does that mean? What that means is that there are actually tons of riddles throughout Tom Sawyer's Island that the answers have 3 of the same letter in them. For instance, there's one that reads, a drowning man's dying words are only blank. Anyone?
Bubbles?
Yes.
Hey!
There are 3 B's in Bubbles.
I'm so cool.
So there are, I don't know how many, but there are several of these around the island. To me, that could be like a whole day.
Yeah. Not if I'm there.
Well, I know.
You know? Too
But
sharp.
I thought that was very cool.
That is cool.
And many of these actually were new to me.
Because wasn't Tom Sawyer like a big Sherlock Holmes guy? Or like he was like a fan of reading Sherlock Holmes books? Or am I just now conflating 2 timelines?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I do know that Sherlock Holmes also appears at Disneyland in Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
True.
So there's also that. So those are the new to me details that I think you should all go look for on your next trip.
Very good, Taren.
Thank you. And for those of you that are not on the chat, next time you might want to try, because those people got to see pictures of some of these things.
Nice.
Yeah. If it worked correctly.
Well, I'm sure they'll tell us. Let's do a little Disney news, and then we're going to take a break and get ready for Secret Show.
Cool, cool.
All right.
March in the past, present, and...
Whoa. Hold on. I'm going to do that again.
Remix.
March in the past, present, and future with all the news that's fit to cover. It's the Ears Up Disney News.
I really miss the March in the past.
Yeah, the good old days, you mean. Why? God, I thought I disabled all my ad blocker on these stupid pages, but I guess I didn't. So that's on me. This one's on me, bro. Okay, I'm not even going to read this stupid website. You're gone. You're gone. Disneyland apparently is testing a new Tinkerbell interaction, which sounds cool. Disneyland Resort is gearing up to reopen both of its theme parks for the first time, yada, yada, yada. On April 30th, guests will be welcomed back into Disneyland Parks and DCA, and I really hate this website so much. Some changes include the installation of social distancing markers around theme parks, proper face coverings, whatever, so you can interact with Tinkerbell. So this 4 paragraphs later, we're getting to actually like the heart of the story, and 2 paragraphs were just repeating themselves. So, cool. Really, really cool. A journey... God damn, I hate this so much. There's a thing called Tinkerbell's Workshop. We're at the bottom of the thing, and now we're getting to the point of it. Stupid. I hate Disney websites, news website, blogs. I hate them. I hate them. They're so annoying.
Ugh.
And if you work for one, I'm sorry.
I accidentally clicked on the one we don't like.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
And I
Never
was
do
like,
that.
but it's too late.
I actually got a thing. I got a blistering article from former Imagineer Kyle about an article that website wrote. So we're gonna read that on the secret show, so we can
Fun.
be cool. Anyway, you can. There's an Imagineering play test where kids learned all about Pixie Hollow. And then there you go, and you can chat with Tinkerbell, and I guess it's like a video chat or something like that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, which sort of looks like how the Beauty and the Beast thing
Cool.
works, where it's like a mirror. I don't know, something like that.
Jumpy.
Yeah, literally, this has no information on it at all. Literally at all. So that was cool. I should have read that earlier. Thanks, Disney Blog, who has no idea how to write articles. That's fun. And it's fun for you, and it was fun for me to read.
Well, good.
Yeah. And then I'm sure you guys have all heard, Jeremy and I talked about it on the last In-Depth, but there's new changes at the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Terrence and Bev, you guys heard this? Have you read about this? You heard these?
No. What are they doing now?
I've heard there's changes, but I haven't heard what the specifics are.
It actually sounds not bad. It really doesn't. I'm okay with it. So Disney released this 1.5-minute video, voiced by Kim Irvine, which is like
Horrendous.
it's just like I don't know. It's like listening to your grandma struggle to read a Mad Libs or something like that, where she's like trying to like be cute with how like her voice inflections and stuff, and like end on puns, and it's just so cringy. Like she's had one too many margaritas. It was just not
chewing on glass.
It was bad, dude. It was very bad.
Like, and I think regardless, we would have said it was bad because it's Kim Irvine,
Yeah.
but it actually is so bad.
It's terrible. It's on the Disney Parks blog if you can find it. Disney Parks blog is weird. But there's like new drapery, and then when you're going down the hallway and there's those two statues, the busts that look at you as you walk by.
Yeah.
Right? There's like drapery covering that like sort of area, and then once you follow the hallway, and then there's the loading area, right? And then to the right there was like a big urn and like a couple candelabras with a bunch of spider webs. That's all gone. On the left there's like this like an old-timey room divider, which looks really cool. But then on the right, where all of the urn and stuff is like a newer version of like an original painting that was in the Haunted Mansion at one point, with like more wainscoting, and it actually looks pretty cool. So that sounds neat to me.
It sounds more mansion-y.
Yeah, it does. Well, it makes that transition make a little bit more sense. It's not just like, oh, you round the hallway and then here's this dark thing and you're just waiting for all these people to get on the ride.
Yeah.
At least there's like something to look at. It sort of blocks the loading mechanism kind of thing. And I guess there's other stuff that happens inside the ride too. There's just little additions and stuff, like an extra floaty thing in the seance room and whatever. So that's
they
fun.
didn't screw it up. It
well,
sounds like.
I don't know that. It sounds like they did it.
It sounds like they didn't screw it up.
Yeah.
Potentially, they didn't screw it up.
Yeah, and there's more like plants and stuff in the queue, and it's just they've sort of plussed everything up a little bit.
We'll find out from
Did they
Taren.
throw a couple trees in there? Because that'd be sick.
Yeah.
That part right there.
It's hot.
They really should do like those shade covers that they have at Epcot or whatever. They should just throw a couple of those up there.
Or a mister or something like that. Oh,
You just bake
Yeah.
on a hot day there.
Yeah, it's pretty ruthless, man. But there you go. Disney signs deal to stream Spider-Man and other Sony films on Disney Plus. I don't pretend to know a whole lot about what the Spider-Man Sony. I know Sony has the rights to Spider-Man and Disney wants it back, but Sony's like no, because that gives me a lot of money.
Good call on Sony.
Right. So, they reached a deal with Sony to bring new Spider-Man movies and other films to Disney streaming services and TV networks in the U.S. after they play on Netflix, which is interesting. Interesting deal. Disney also secured rights to offer hundreds of older Sony films much sooner, including Jumanji and Hotel Transylvania. That hit.
Those movies are good, actually.
Hotel
My kids
Transylvania?
I love those movies.
Speaking of movies, Alice watched Shrek for the first time the other day. I had never seen it.
So you watched Shrek for the first time.
It
too.
was it made me think about this must be what it's like to be on fentanyl. Like it was the weirdest experience I've ever had watching a movie. It was like this like just really oddly animated video game kind of graphics where like everybody had a smooth face. It was just like
I mean, it's primitive for sure, but
weird graphics, but the humor is so good. It's so good.
I had a good time watching it. It was very funny. And
so
we have the other 3 to watch, in which apparently there are 4 in total.
There's 4. Don't watch the 3rd or 4th one.
Somebody once told me.
There's actually a video out there with Chris Farley doing the voice of Shrek, because he was the original person cast for Shrek, and he died about a quarter of the way into filming.
Oh,
really?
Then they brought Mike Myers in. Yes.
I didn't realize those movies were that old.
2000.
Wow.
Chris Farley died
I'm trying to see if I can
95.
imagine him.
Oh no, it's definitely there. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. Ask a cast member on Reddit. We'll see what happens.
It would have been such a different movie with Chris Farley, but not worse.
I feel like it would have been more slapstick.
Yeah.
And Mike Myers sort of brings a little more depth to the character.
More heart.
Yeah. He's the guru, if you will.
Oh,
of
jeez.
Shrek.
Oh, no.
And you know how much I love
Now.
gurus.
Mm.
I still want to interview him so badly, dude. Speaking of interviews, speaking of things, and I'm going to play just a tiny little bit of it. Anyway, let me finish this. Jumanji, Hotel Transylvania, significant titles
Blah,
to
blah, blah.
Hulu. Bullet Train, another installment of the Bad Boys comedy series. So there's that happening, Terrence. Okay. So you know how on the Supreme Resort, the boys decided to have like a March Madness bracket, but the Smackdown?
Yes.
And and if you filled out your bracket ahead of the show and submitted it, you could potentially win a cameo from Steve Guttenberg.
Okay.
So they did it.
Really?
Yeah. They submitted a request from Cameo for Steve Guttenberg, and
Like the Steve Guttenberg?
and I'm gonna play a little bit of it. I didn't think it would even get this far because it's like I'm like there's no way. What is happening? What's playing?
I
Do
think
one of them know
it's
him?
your
Like,
2-and-A
how-
thing.
Yeah,
It's
right.
Cameo. You pay for it.
It's Cameo. So you go to cameo.com or whatever it is, and there's like a bunch of stars. The guy from Steel Panther's on Cameo.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's
Happy
like
birthday, Sam.
just all sorts of stuff, man. All sorts of people. And Bam Margera's on there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
God.
This is Bam Margera.
He's a hob.
Yeah. Watch me swallow this whole phone right now. But apparently, like, Dan does this a lot. Like, he spends money on
Really?
cameos from Steve Guttenberg. And so I'm like, okay, I don't think that Steve Guttenberg is going to, like say the name of the show and say congratulations for winning our there's no way. I was completely wrong. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because this is literally the prize from one of our listeners.
Sure,
so I'm not going
sure.
to, like, ruin it. But
Hey, David. This is from James, who obviously cares about you a lot. He said that you won the TSR Smackdown. Jimmy, Eric, Dan, and Christy, they want to congratulate you on all your hard work. You're a great friend.
okay, I'm not. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, my gosh.
He's at the gym. He's just
I
at
was
the
gonna say,
gym
why does he sound like he's out of breath?
because I think he just deadlifted like 50 pounds.
He's an actor. You got to stay fit.
Yeah, he has his mask around his chin, and he's just in the background, and you can hear people slamming plates down and, and stuff, and he's just like, hey, you did a great job at the TSR Smackdown.
That's so crazy. Like, I can't imagine being like a celebrity and then being at the gym and being like, oh, you know what? I need to do this cameo. I'll just do it now.
Oh, I think that would be so. I
What?
want to
He'll
do
get paid
cameo.
no matter where he is. So
Yeah, I know.
I just went on Cameo. I found a good one that I'm going to send to someone that I love very dearly, who's on the screen right now.
Vanilla Ice is on there for $400.
Really?
Yeah, I don't love you that much, Jason.
Fran Drescher, $500.
Oh
Who's
my
more
gosh.
relevant, Fran Drescher or Vanilla Ice?
No.
Vanilla Ice.
The answer is no.
You think so?
More people know who Vanilla Ice is.
I don't know, man. Who's Fred Stoller? Oh, Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh my god.
One,
$150. Who's Matthew Scott?
I don't know.
These are like Disney people, I guess. I don't know.
These kind of seem like great birthday presents suddenly.
For sure, yeah. Well, and it's weird because like Kevin Quinn, whoever that is, he's a Disney actor. $56.25, down from $75. So he's on sale.
He's
right
on
now.
sale.
I'm gonna Google who this is. Kevin Quinn.
You know the little
Medicine Man.
the dude in the new Willy Wonka. He plays the Oompa Loompa. He plays like all those Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
Deep Roy, $50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$50.
Wow.
No, Deep Roy is awesome.
Wow.
Just saying. I don't know, man. So there you go. That's what's going on over on.
That is good job, Dan.
Yeah. So if you guys ever hear about a contest over on TSR, enter it. Because you
Seriously.
might get a video from Steve Gutenberg flexing at the gym. He's not really flexing, but he looks happy. Steve Gutenberg has that just happy like Percocet look, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's aged very much either.
What?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
What is Steve Gutenberg in? Like I know
Police
he's
Academy,
in things,
brother.
Police Academy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Police Academy.
Well, 1 through 100,000.
He was three men and a baby.
Cocoon.
3 Men and a Baby. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
See, he looks really good for his age. I mean,
Terrence. I'll say that.
Does he look fine?
I mean, he looks fine. Don't look fine. But he
Yeah.
looks fine.
No, that would be crazy. All right, let's get out of here. What do you think? I think we're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so it'll give us about 15, 20 minutes to jump over to, of course, I didn't put the link for the secret show because I've been doing a lot. Man, I bought a new computer to stream on, and I can't get it to work, and I'm really pissed off about it. All the whole entire day I just spent trying to chase like audio issues and video issues and lagging issues and all this kind of fun stuff and talking to everybody about it. Just short circuit. There you go.
Duh.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And it just sucked. So I forgot. I apologize. I forgot to do the things. So I'll put that in Patreon right now. And then we will do secret show. We'll do more news and a drink, which I haven't really put together. So I'll do something. I don't know. I don't want to do a pass. Maybe I'll just drink beer, and that's the drink. But it feels kind of cheatery to me. So because you guys pay for the show, but also for the drink recipe. Maybe no one cares about the drink recipe. I don't know.
But if even one person cares, I feel like.
Then it's worth it.
But I don't know.
I don't know either. All right, let's do a little fact of the show, which is sort of a throwback to whatever Taren was talking about today. Something about shoes or I don't know. When Autopia opened, 2 of the cars were painted black and white to resemble sheriff's cars. They had flashing lights and sheriff's insignias on the hood, and more importantly, no governors on the engines, meaning they could hit the 25-mile-per-hour top speed of those cars in the day, while the rest of the cars could only go to 11. They were meant to be a means of traffic control, passing unruly drivers on the tracks and keeping things orderly, because when it opened, they didn't have that middle barrier, so cars could just weave in and off, go into the bushes, as we've heard before, too. So I think it's funny that they had sheriff's cars to, like, rein in people. Clearly, it didn't work.
No.
So there you go. Thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Taren, you did a great job, as always.
Thanks.
Don't forget concierge.com. If you're going to Disneyland, don't bother with the virtual queues. Concierge will help you out, and they're good people too, so check them out. They'll get you that reservation that you need, or book that hotel for you, or whatever you got to do. And also, don't forget to ask for the 21st Amendment beer wherever you find good craft beer, like DCA. I don't know, but they're definitely going to be around the liquor stores in DCA, so check them out.
Cool.
All right, everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we'll see you. Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream.
All right,
Bye.
bye.